Australians spend over $226 million on pasta every year. But here is what the industry does not want you to know. I spent 3 weeks testing 15 pasta brands from Woolies, Coles, and Aldi. I cooked them, contacted manufacturers, and dug through food recall databases. What I found shocked me. Some products are dried at extreme temperatures, destroying their nutritional value. Others have had live insects in the packaging. And some are making health claims that are complete rubbish. Manufacturers cut corners in ways you cannot see. High temperature drying that wrecks proteins. Teflon extrusion that makes sauce slide right off. Misleading labels on products barely different from regular pasta. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which brands to avoid and which ones actually deserve your money. If you want to stop getting ripped off, hit subscribe. Let us get into it. Number 10 on our list is Woolworths Essentials Spaghetti. Look, I get it. We all love a bargain. At 80 cents for 500 grams, this is the cheapest pasta on the shelf. And Choice actually gave it a decent score for basic cooking performance. But here is what that rock-bottom price actually buys you. When I cooked this next to a premium brand, the color difference was stark. This one is noticeably darker, almost brownish yellow. That darker color is a telltale sign of high temperature drying. Manufacturers blast cheap pasta at up to 85 degrees to speed up production instead of slowly drying it over 30 to 50 hours like traditional Italian pasta makers do. Research from the Journal of Food Engineering found that severe thermal treatments reduce the digestibility of wheat proteins and create compounds from the Maillard reaction that your body has to work harder to process. You are saving 20 cents, but you are also getting pasta that is harder to digest and does not hold sauce properly because the surface is too smooth. That is not a bargain. That is just paying less for an inferior product. Number 9 is the Coles Spaghetti Home Brand. Same story, different supermarket. Coles Home Brand pasta sits right next to Woolies Essentials at that magic 80-cent price point. I called Coles customer service and asked about their drying temperature, and they could not tell me. I asked about their extrusion method, whether bronze dye or Teflon. They gave no answer. For a product you put in your body multiple times a week, that lack of transparency is concerning. When I examined the pasta closely, it was smooth and shiny. Those are classic signs of Teflon extrusion. Traditional bronze dye pasta has a rough, matte surface that sauce actually clings to. With this stuff, the sauce just slides right off into a puddle at the bottom of your bowl. Your nonna would weep. She knew pasta should grab the sauce, not reject it like oil and water. Coming in at number 8 is Aldi Romano Spaghetti. The Aldi Romano range is their standard pasta line, and at under $1, it is popular with budget-conscious Aussies. On Oz Bargain forums, I found multiple consumers complaining about inconsistent quality. Consumers report pasta that goes mushy before it is properly cooked, and breaking apart when you try to plate it. One reviewer mentioned that packets seemed dried up and old. I cooked a batch myself, and the texture was disappointing. It went from undercooked to overcooked with barely a minute of warning. There is no proper al dente window at all. When you cannot nail the cooking time because the pasta quality is inconsistent, you are not saving money. You are wasting food and your patience. Number 7 is San Remo Organic Spaghetti, number 220. Now this is interesting. San Remo is Australia's #1 pasta brand. Family owned since 1936, made in Adelaide. Their organic range should be premium, right? Choice tested this exact product and it scored the lowest in their entire spaghetti review at just 74%, the worst performer out of 24 products. The issue was imperfect pasta at the end of the instructed cooking time, so you are paying around $4 for organic certification, but the cooking performance is worse than 80-cent home brands. And here is something the company does not advertise. Back in 2003, the ACCC took court enforceable undertakings from San Remo over misleading low glycemic index claims on their couscous. They were claiming a product was low glycemic index when testing suggested it was actually medium glycemic index. The organic label made you pay a premium, but the product underperforms. That is not quality. That is marketing. Number 6 is Vetta Smart Fiber Pasta. The Vetta Smart Fiber range claims to have twice the fiber of regular pasta. The packaging is covered in health halos claiming low glycemic index, Australian durum wheat, and family-owned since 1878. I checked the ingredients. The fiber boost comes from oat fiber at just 3%. A 100-gram serve gives you 5.2 grams of fiber, compared to about 2.5 grams in regular pasta. So, yes, technically it is double. But you are paying $2.35 for pasta with a sprinkle of oat fiber that costs manufacturers practically nothing. Meanwhile, a legume-based pasta like chickpea pasta gives you around 8 to 10 grams of fiber per serve, plus significantly more protein and iron. The smart branding is clever marketing, not genuine innovation. You would get more fiber by just eating an apple with your regular pasta. This is health washing, plain and simple. Number 5 is Vetta Smart Protein Pasta. Same brand, different gimmick. Smart Protein Pasta promises more protein for gym-goers and health-conscious families. Here is the thing though, regular durum wheat pasta already contains about 12 to 13% protein. It is naturally one of the higher protein grains. So, what is Vetta adding to justify the premium? Looking at nutritional panels, the difference between smart protein and regular pasta is marginal, maybe 1 to 2 grams extra per serve. Consumer Reports in the United States recently found that the whole health halo around protein is massively exploited by food manufacturers. One study showed people rated high-protein Special K as healthier than regular Special K, even though the protein version had more sugar, sodium, and calories. Same psychological trick here. You are paying a protein tax for marketing, not meaningful nutrition. Save your money and add a boiled egg to your regular pasta instead. At number 4, we have Barilla Spaghetti number 5. Barilla is the world's largest pasta producer, Italian heritage, blue box, premium positioning. Surely this is the real deal. I tested Barilla against proper artisan pasta side by side. The color told the whole story. Barilla was that deep golden yellow, while the artisan brand was pale with a rough, almost dusty surface. That dark yellow color comes from high temperature drying. Barilla uses industrial processes that dry pasta in just 3 to 4 hours at high heat. Research published in Food Chemistry confirms that high temperature drying decreases the in vitro digestibility of starch and wheat proteins. The pasta physically looks premium because it is shiny and uniform, but that smoothness means sauces slide off instead of being absorbed. When I broke a piece of Barilla, it snapped in long, straight lines, a sign of tight, industrially processed gluten. Artisan pasta crumbles irregularly because the gluten strands are more naturally torn. You are paying $3.50 for industrial pasta with Italian branding. The supermarket home brands use the exact same processes. Barilla just charges more for the fancy box. Number 3 is Latina Fresh Vegetarian Broccoli and Potato Pasta. Latina is Australia's go-to for fresh pasta, sold in the refrigerated section at premium prices. It promises restaurant quality at home. Food reviewer Bianca Slade tested this exact product and described it as tasting like overcooked, uninspiring broccoli, the kind your mom forced you to eat as a kid. At nearly $4.50 per serve, that is an expensive disappointment. But here is what really concerns me. Fresh pasta globally has been at the center of serious safety incidents. In the US in 2025, Listeria contamination in pre-cooked pasta killed 6 people and hospitalized 25 others. Fresh pasta sits in that dangerous temperature zone where bacteria can thrive. While I could not find equivalent Australian recalls, FSANZ data shows prepared pasta products have been recalled for Listeria contamination here too. You are paying a premium for fresh pasta that tastes worse than dried with added food safety risks. Make your own or buy quality dried. It is safer and cheaper. Number 2 is black and gold pasta from IGA stores and independent grocers. Black and gold is the ultra-budget option at those stores. For families on tight budgets, every cent counts. I understand that. But the problem with unbranded budget pasta is zero accountability. When San Remo has an issue, it makes headlines. When consumers on Reddit found live weevils in budget pasta, it went viral. Tracking down the manufacturer for answers was nearly impossible. I contacted IGA about black and gold pasta sourcing and quality controls. Their response was vague corporate speak about meeting Australian standards. Those standards do not regulate drying temperatures, extrusion methods, or protein content minimums for pasta. You truly have no idea what you are getting. The cheapest option often means the least oversight. And when things go wrong, good luck getting answers from anyone. And finally, number 1. The worst offender on this list is the San Remo standard range. This one genuinely makes me angry. San Remo is marketed as Australia's premium pasta, 100% Australian durum wheat, family-owned, made in Adelaide. Parents trust this brand. Here is what San Remo does not prominently advertise. Their standard pasta may contain traces of egg from shared equipment. They admit this in their frequently asked questions buried on their website. If your child has an egg allergy, a product marketed as simple durum wheat semolina could contain hidden allergens. But it gets worse. On Reddit, I found multiple reports of consumers discovering live insects in San Remo pasta. Weevils. The issue was confirmed across multiple stores in New Zealand. Consumers described finding bugs in sealed packages. When I dug into Glassdoor reviews from San Remo factory workers, the descriptions were concerning. Hostile environment, outdated processes and systems, very hot and humid conditions to work in, high employee rotation. One reviewer specifically mentioned equipment issues and cramped working conditions. Workers describe these conditions consistently. This is Australia's #1 pasta brand, over 50% market share. They have been inducted into the Family Business Hall of Fame, and yet consumers are finding bugs. Workers are describing poor conditions. Allergen warnings are buried in fine print. This is not just disappointing. It is a complete betrayal of trust. We deserve better than this. Now let me tell you what you should actually buy instead. First up, La Molisana. Around $4 at Woolies when it is on special. Recommended by Italian food experts for using slower drying temperatures and bronze dyes. Lighter in color and a rough surface texture that actually absorbs sauce properly. On OzBargain, it is frequently called the best supermarket pasta you can buy, worth every single cent. Second option is De Cecco, around $5 for 500 grams. Another Italian import that uses traditional bronze extrusion. Look for the rough, dusty surface and pale color. Cooks al dente beautifully, with a proper 2-minute cooking window so you can actually nail the texture. Al dente is the goal. Third option, if budget is tight, is Woolworths Organic Wholemeal Spaghetti or Coles Organic Wholemeal Spaghetti, around $2.50. Choice rated Coles Organic Wholemeal Spaghetti at 100%, a perfect score. Higher fiber naturally, with decent protein, and the organic certification means stricter pesticide controls. Your body and wallet deserve better than industrial pasta marketed with Italian flags and health buzzwords. Look for pale color, rough texture, and brands that are transparent about their processes. If this video helped you see through the pasta marketing spin, smash that like button and share it with someone who is still buying the wrong brands. Drop a comment below. I want to know which pasta you are switching to after watching this.